Hey, welcome back to CoachDad. Today is a special one. This is our first guest episode. Coach Jim is sitting down with his good friend Kris Reupke, a former Division I pitcher at UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, owner and manager of DBAT New Braunfels, among other locations, a coach, a husband, and a dad. This conversation covers a lot of ground: failure, preparation, recruiting, travel ball, parenting, and what kids really need from parents after the game. But underneath all of it is one big idea. We're not just trying to build better athletes. We're trying to build better people. Let's jump in.
I'm glad you went blue instead of red because that would have clashed, and I should have thought to bring at least two shirts.
I got more shirts in this pro shop. You should stick it out just so I threw one on.
Yeah, I figured it all good. All right. Are you rolling? Okay. So let's get going. So today's guest is Kris Reupke. Reupke?
Yes, sir.
God, I nailed it first try. He's a husband, a father, coach, a business owner, and a former Division I pitcher at the University of Texas in San Antonio. Kris's baseball journey was not a straight or easy road. He came out of a small town in Iowa.
Correct.
Took the junior college route and eventually earned his opportunity at UTSA. His college career included some difficult outings and setbacks, but he refused to let one bad performance define him. He battled back to become a dependable conference starter through a complete game shutout.
Always,
almost every time now. Helped UTSA win a conference championship and was later selected by his teammates and coaches as a team captain. Today, Kris is the owner and general manager of DBAT New Braunfels, where he works with young athletes, coaches, and parents every day. He brings the perspective of someone who has competed at a high level, overcome failure, led teammates, coached young players, and navigated youth sports as a dad. Kris understands that developing an athlete is about more than swings, velocity, and wins. It's about building confidence, perseverance, character, and healthy relationships along the way. I'm excited for young sports families to hear his insight.
Jim, I appreciate it, man. Whatever you put together there, I don't know if I could have said it any better, but I appreciate the generosity on the words there.
Yeah. We want to make you look good.
Hey,
we want to make you look good.
We do what we try to do.
Yeah.
Right, and what's right and all that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So appreciate you having me on today.
Man, so honored to have you. First guest. First guest for CoachDad.
Right.
Huh?
Crazy.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Seeing the episodes, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Me too. I appreciate it. So I'm trying some of our favorite podcasts that we listen to. One of them starts the same question for everybody. And so I thought that would be a good way for us to get going. And so today, the first question that we're going to try to ask every guest: who was your sports hero growing up and why?
Golly, sports hero?
Uh-huh.
Sports hero was definitely probably Greg Maddux.
Okay, now I see. Yep.
So Greg Maddux probably is the guy. And I would say that just because Cubs fan back in the day, he started with the Cubs.
Right.
Just that whole pitching side of stuff. Sammy Sosa.
Yes.
Right. Going on the run with Mark McGwire. I got a chance to go watch that year.
No.
Yep.
Oh, how cool is that?
So he didn't hit a home run, but just to be a part of that whole scenario and the vibe at Wrigley Field.
Right.
Was something special.
Yeah.
More towards my teenage years, but that was it. Definitely Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
I would have to anticipate and say on that end of it.
He's one of the GOATs. It's amazing how widely recognized he is as being one of the GOATs.
Yep.
But still underappreciated in so many ways. I mean, it's possible.
Correct. Yeah. I think the whole point of, his whole thing was spots. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He threw hard. Right. He didn't have to throw hard. He was very successful in what he did.
Right.
And then even watching the videos coming out today where he would actually call his own game by different things he did, where you didn't know that back then.
Right.
And so it came out and all that kind of stuff. So the change up, like I tried to throw the change up like Greg Maddux.
Sure.
I tried to do this like Greg Maddux. Like, I would have to sit and say that's probably who my biggest.
Tremendous. Yeah. That's a great answer.
Idol was on that end of it.
Loved watching him pitch and compete. Yeah. And just as a competitor, he was like top of the food chain as a competitor. Just the stories about even them going and playing golf and just how they would compete on the golf course and then come compete at the, just everything they did was a competition. So it was fun. It was fun to watch.
Absolutely. Him and Smoltz getting after it, especially in the Braves era. Yeah. And then you had Glavine at the same time.
Glavine, another one.
So
you as a lefty watching Glavine throw.
Absolutely. Yeah. Try to pick up things.
For sure.
But that I would definitely have to say that.
Okay. That's a great answer. All right. Greg Maddox, if you're watching this, reach out to us. You're the first hero on the Coach Dad podcast. Congratulations. We'll send you a prize, I'm sure. In the
come
mail.
be on it, Greg. We got plenty of room
You come
for
be
you.
on. You can be the next guy. We'll ask
Yeah.
you who your hero is. All right. So as an athlete, then tell me about your greatest sports moment.
My goodness. Probably, I've had a few,
Okay.
right? From Iowa, wrestling was big.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
for
And
sure.
even in the family, wrestling was a big thing that we
Yeah.
did, and that Reupke kind of lineage.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I've got nieces, like second nieces, third nieces, and even cousins that
Okay.
are competing at that side of it.
Yeah.
So making a run at state in Iowa my senior year was probably one of the big moments. Second biggest moment, and probably at each level, to be honest with you, Jim.
Yeah.
In junior college, qualifying for the World Series, right? Going to Tennessee to play where they had the old UTSA training stadium.
Wow.
Being a part of that run was something
Yeah.
really, really special. Saying that I was able to do that, not very many people can.
Right.
And definitely at UTSA, winning that championship,
Yeah.
getting the ring,
Right.
making the dog pile.
Right.
That was probably a moment that will never be
Yeah.
forgotten. And still having that when you go through and be able to do those types of things.
Yeah. So what do you see? We're going a little off script here. What do you see? So you've been a part of, I think it's interesting. You had kind of that wrestling is that individual mentality with kind of a team background, right? Really, that's more of an individual sport that you contribute to the team mentality. In some ways, baseball is similar because you got 9 guys competing together. Everybody's wearing the same uniform, but at the same time, it's an individual that has to, like the shortstop has to catch a ground ball and throw it. You can't just rely on one guy.
Right.
Like a basketball, you can just rely on a Michael Jordan to take the game over.
Yep.
That can't happen in baseball in the same way.
Right.
So what do you see as differences that have kind of helped you in your sporting evolution and the way you coach kids and how those mentalities work together?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that I took away from wrestling, right, as that evolved into what I did, and even my wrestling coach was like, are you working hard enough to get you better at baseball?
Yeah.
Right. Because it was always a thing of, I want to be a major league baseball player.
Right.
I want to be that was the dream.
Yeah.
And so I think in the wrestling side of it, the workouts, the training, even when you have to cut a little bit of weight, right. That mental wear and tear that it potentially does, that creates the strength on the backside. Right. The ability to battle through situations, scenarios and different things that you go through. Yeah. Nothing's perfect in baseball. You would love for it to be perfect, but you're going to be put in situations that are difficult. Yeah. And finding the way internally to know that I'm mentally strong enough and that I have that self-confidence in myself of knowing, all right, that just happened. Yeah. But I don't care. Give me the ball. Here we go. Right. Right. So I think being able to carry that through each and every scenario and situation was something that was there. Yeah. Knowing that my body's tired. Yeah. But there's still more. Right. I like to reference that with kids is like, you know what? You're going to hit a brick wall, but behind that wall, you actually have more, believe it or not. Yeah. And it's finding the right way of getting beyond that wall. Right. Both mentally and physically. Right. To know that you're okay. Yeah. You're going to be just fine. Keep going. Yeah. Right. Trust the training that everything you've done. If you've done these reps right. Yeah. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. If you've done the reps right, if you've listened correctly, if you've taken that knowledge in, whether it's writing it down in a notebook, because this is the scenario that coach just went over 2 weeks ago, or just knowing, I'm going to rely on everything I've done and not try any harder. I'm just going to relax and do it. Yeah. That's where the success and trusting the training. That's a good word. Yeah. Yeah. I think I hope you're taking notes at home on that. That's I think the training, so many people want to believe in their ability level, or they want to believe in the fact that I can do it this time. But really, when we rely on the things that we've already put in, that's where the gold and the confidence comes from, is that the reps, the work, the effort, hitting off a tee, doing reps in the backyard, all of those things are the things that pay off and give you opportunities in the future. And something, even my dad, my mom, when we were younger, would try to instill into us is failure is opportunity. Right. Love that. So you're going to fail. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to fail in life. Unfortunately, there's going to be situations that aren't perfect. You might fail. I say fail, right? But you might something might not go right as a friend, a family, a dad, a mom, a son, right? But if I can look back at that, or even as an athlete, if I can look back at that time and say, man, I can do this instead.
Right.
And so all these scenarios that you go through training, through games, through just playing in the yard.
Yes.
Right. If I can go back and reflect on that, so that failure, now I'm getting better the next time. Might not be perfect.
Yeah. Right.
But it's going to be better than what it was.
Yeah.
Trying to find that success and that consistency.
Okay. Give us your background. Mentioned Iowa.
Yep.
Tell me about growing up in Iowa, what that was like. Did you play Little League? You wrestled? Like, what other kinds of sports did you play? What's your family like?
Yeah. So
give us the background on that.
So I'm a middle child. I got an older brother and a younger sister.
That explains a lot.
Grew up in Iowa. About my 7th grade year, moved. Prior to that I was in Little League nonstop until I was about 12.
Okay.
And at that point in time, my dad had put a little team together.
Okay.
The Altoona Diamondbacks. The Iowas. Yep.
Yeah.
And then from there, we moved, but literally the whole time, and we would get some kids together and go play a little bit.
Okay.
Right. I still remember the day that we won this little T-ball championship, right? And all that fun stuff, but grew up outside, right? We were playing football in the yard.
Right.
My mom was catching bullpens, right?
Wow.
In the front yard, all that kind of stuff. It was we've always had the house of, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're at, come over.
Right. Yeah.
Be there. If you want to go do something, go do something.
So cool. Yeah.
And so grew up doing that in flag football and wrestling.
Okay.
Right. And then moving on from there, when we moved to Adel, I did go kind of into a select world side of stuff, being that I was in middle school now,
right.
Or more of that travel ball, I guess. Yeah. But in Iowa, you don't start in January.
No.
Right. You don't start in February. You might start in March.
Yeah.
Right. So we would play catch in a gym, high school gym.
Sure.
We would go to Drake University with the team and do some stuff. But from there, we did travel a little bit, did a lot of AAU back when it was popular.
Right.
On that side of it, went to a few national championships, won a couple there, second place, fourth place.
Yeah.
And then had the opportunity to get into high school. In high school in the state of Iowa, you can play as an 8th grader. So I had the opportunity to be on varsity for 5 years.
All right, let's go.
With my brother, which was a pretty neat situation to be able to be with him for a couple years.
Yeah.
And play with him now. I probably wasn't very good at that point in time, but I had the opportunity. And I had some great coaches to be around.
Sure.
People that have been successful.
Sure.
Been through scenarios, situations, all that kind of stuff. I also played football.
Okay.
Right. Small town. I had 100 kids in my graduating class. Right. So every athlete, you played as much as you could.
Right.
So being able to be in multiple sports.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole entire year.
Yeah.
And then baseball not starting till March or April.
Right.
Right. So you never really conflicted with other sports.
Right.
Like you see down in Texas or in other states for that instance. All over
each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So my brother went to play college baseball for a few years. I went and did it. And then my sister did as well.
Oh, wow.
Probably the best athlete in the family is the sister, if I can be honest with you. What's funny is when I talk to my brother, like, you were the golden boy. But what he doesn't probably see in this whole situation is I learned a lot from him, from being at every game and being there and just playing around.
Right.
Seeing him grow, learning things, and then things that he brought back to me even when he was in college.
Right.
He's in college for 3 years playing baseball while I'm still in high school. So being able to feed back and getting that higher level stuff or just little intricate things.
Right.
It's not necessarily you're doing it wrong, but it's like, hey, do this or do that.
This is a way to tweak it, make it a little better.
Correct. And then that gave me the opportunity. I really didn't get recruited out of high school much.
Yeah.
I had a chance to go wrestle. I had a chance to go play football. But baseball was my thing and went to, Rick Peterson over at Iowa Central.
Yeah.
Gave me that opportunity.
Yeah.
Went there and I still recall that coach being one of the biggest driving forces in where I'm at today, right? The way that he went about his business, the conversations we had.
Yeah.
And even that first visit where if you come here, you're here for 2. You're not here for 1.
Right.
You're here for 2 because we're going to develop. And we're
this is not better. A stepping stone. This is
this is a program of where we're at. And during that whole time, there's probably a reason why Iowa Central has, last 2 years been in the top 6 in the country.
Yeah.
World Series last 2 years. During my time, we were 14-time regional champs in a row.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. went to World Series 7 or 8 times prior to that. Like, they're a powerhouse in the Division II JUCO world.
Right.
And then with from there, given that opportunity and that success, led by that coaching staff, having the chance to pick from 14, 15, 16 colleges.
Yeah.
And you found my home at UTSA.
Yeah.
Now I've got 4 kids,
right,
a wife, a few businesses, a dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that.
How far you've come.
I'm old, Jim. Holy cow.
Wish I was as old as you, moving backwards.
And then I get a chance to work with kids every single day. I get to see a smile on a face.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest driver to everything I do.
Right.
Giving the kids the opportunity to maybe things I've learned when I was done.
Yeah.
Right. That I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
Prior to.
Right. Right.
Even as a parent.
Yeah.
Right. All those types of
How much does the culture so you talked about, you're in a highly successful environment in JUCO, and you talked about Rick Peterson, the coach there, and how he what were the kinds of things that you saw him do that maybe were not typical, that were some of the things that you say made you into who you are today?
One thing that comes to mind right away is an incident that occurred. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I want to speak. Sorry, coach. I'm going to have to go and throw this out there.
That's hilarious.
I think at one point in time, he got hit by a fungo. I don't know what happened. Fell to the ground. Stood up immediately and said, show no weakness. Right. And all that, I just immediately, and he got thud. He got hit. But I think, and that's just a funny story back then, that even our teammates now laugh about that whole situation. And I'm sure that he will laugh and be like, darn right, like on that side of it.
So great.
But I think the biggest thing is showing up early, looking right.
Yeah.
Mentally right.
Yeah.
Knowing what needs to be done.
Right.
Holding yourself to a higher standard.
So those are the things, as I hear you talk about that, it's the things that anybody can do.
Easy.
Right. It's not a talent thing. It's a culture that anybody can show up early and be on time. Anybody can have dress the part correctly.
Yep.
Anybody. These are things that you can control no matter what your environment.
I think, if I recall correctly, preparation is the key to success.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And when I say preparation, yes, you're on the field preparing.
Right.
But if you're not physically prepared, mentally prepared, and look that part, that's easy, right?
Right.
Controlling emotions, doing all those types of things.
Yeah.
Then you can't be prepared on the field.
Right.
So I think having the mentality of, I'm going to come in with the attitude of work hard.
Yeah.
Give the effort, listen.
Yeah.
Go through those types of things.
Right.
That was the biggest thing, right? Accountability.
Right.
I think is a fair word when it comes to that side of it.
Sure.
Because I do think both mentally and physically on the field and off the field, those do align where it doesn't take much to be able to be mentally there. Yeah. Prepared on all those types of situations.
Yeah. That's good. That's great information. Thanks for sharing that. All right. We've kind of covered so much of this already, and I love it.
We jumped around. I blab a little bit, Jim. I apologize about that.
Yeah.
Might have the longest podcast.
That's why we get along so well. That's why we get along so well. Okay, so tell me this one. As a coach, what are some of your favorite behind the scenes kinds of stories or things that you've noticed that you remember?
I think it's one of the couple things is getting to know the people outside of the field, right? Not necessarily when you're on the field.
Yeah.
Right. Going to Atlanta as a coach, coaching kids at 14, 15, 16, seeing smiles on their face when they go to a professional game and see those guys hitting balls that they've never hit before, accomplishing things that they've never done.
Right.
I think those always will sit in your head as like, I remember those moments.
Yeah.
But I think it's getting the call of, Coach, hey, I'm going to play ball somewhere. I think it's, Coach, I'm getting married.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm having my first kid.
Yeah.
Right. What do I do?
Right.
It's more of understanding and having those phone calls of what life looks like.
Right.
More than what baseball looks like.
For sure. Yeah.
So I think those scenarios, and then running into people, still getting text messages of,
right,
Coach, I put you down as a reference. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk to them about how good of a baseball player you are, right? But I was going to talk to them about who you are as a person.
Right.
And I think that says the most about what we do.
Right.
A lot of people want to be professional athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody gets to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's a 0.5%. I don't know what that number is. I think it's a very small number.
Right.
But having kids, athletes, parents grow as humans, as better people.
Right.
That to me, probably the biggest ones that makes you smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
And getting stuff accomplished.
So how has being a dad then reshaped your view of what it means to coach and how you coach kids?
I wasn't perfect.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Shut the camera down.
My eldest.
Yeah.
Robert, at a point in time, he went through it a little bit with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was that dad that was probably overly pushy at certain point in times.
Sure.
The ride homes initially probably weren't the best. And my wife will attest for that. And we've probably had many conversations at night of how I can do better. Not in a bad way.
Right.
Right. But being a dad
more
than I am a coach.
Yeah.
Because I did coach on the field.
Right.
And I struggled with letting that thing go
when
I got to the car. Just like your first few podcasts. Right.
Yeah.
We hit on it and we've had this conversation a little bit prior in the past.
Right.
But what it ended up doing is, as a coach, knowing when to push, when not to push, and just making sure the athlete's okay.
Yeah.
Right? There became a point in time in high school where he didn't play in the spring because it's high school ball.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be a dad. I'm going to sit up in the corner in the parking lot with a tent and a chair.
Yeah.
I don't want to be down by the field. I don't want to yell.
Yeah.
I just want to watch.
Right.
And I hadn't had a chance to do that up until that moment. And when I did that, I told myself I'm going to ask 3 questions after the game.
Okay.
How you think you did?
Yeah.
What did the coach say?
Yeah.
To the team.
Mm-hmm.
Did the coach bring anything up to you?
Mm-hmm.
From that point in time, I said, after that moment, I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ride home.
Yeah.
We're going to talk normal. And if he wants to bring up more situations, great, I'll have that conversation.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
I gave myself that point of, I'm just going to watch, observe. Mm-hmm. And when he's ready, we'll have that conversation of where it's at. It's time for him to kind of feel things, see things, and do things.
Right.
And me be there to help as much as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. That's good. How's the camera doing? You shut it. Okay. So let's pop me to kind of get you back in, or you want to just keep going in the flow?
I mean, I can keep going.
Do it.
So I think that, as a dad and a coach, or a coach and a dad, right? I in those moments with Robert, the biggest thing that I figured out for myself, sometimes the hard way, was being there as a support.
Right.
Knowing that if a bad game happens, he's probably beating himself up. Right. True. He doesn't need the secondary and third and fourth and fifth person to let him know of those situations. My biggest thing is I needed to be there as a support structure for him.
Right.
Right. That person that can be there and say, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to figure it out. Like, we'll work through it. We'll do those things.
Right.
The struggles happen. Mm-hmm. But if I can support him in his endeavors and what's next, good things will happen for him in the long run. And then he can pass that along to his children if he decides to have them.
Love that. So let me ask, kind of in a follow-up to that. And this may be I don't know. Do you feel like you saw, when you kind of made that shift, do you feel like that helped him to shift also?
I do. I think it helped him shift. But then even the at-home balance. Right. The conversations, the opening up about things. Knowing different things as far as that goes. Right. We know that these athletes go through stuff at school, personally, all that kind of things. Right. I think it allowed that to open up and have more of that father-son conversation. Yeah. And not a coach and son conversation all the time where he thought I was going to be upset with him. Right. Or everything was this, or you're not doing good enough or stuff as far as that goes.
Yeah. 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 Okay. That's good. That's really good. Appreciate that. So then kind of flip side, how has How has you coaching at a high level, how do you feel like that has affected your parenting?
I think as far as coaching at a high level, changes have to happen. You see things, you have to make adjustments. As much as you want to stay and say my way is the best way.
Yeah.
It's always learning and doing different things as far as goes. Right.
That's great.
The situations that you go through that might be bad, the conversations you have with parents or players or athletes, or getting told no in a recruiting visit or something as far as that goes. I think what really opened my eyes is as I continued with the family and the family grew, we had Gabby, and then from Gabby came Beckett, and from Beckett came Elena. And when Beckett was young, he was diagnosed with autism, right? And then right after that, Gabby was diagnosed.
Wow.
And then you have the soul train of Elena.
Yeah.
And the lioness that she is, and whatever you want to call her.
Right.
But going through things with Beckett, learning how to change, how to be a father, or how to be a parent.
Sure.
In those scenarios.
Yeah.
And then bringing that to athletes, knowing that there are certain situations or certain things that maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I've gone about this the whole time incorrectly.
Right.
Maybe there's something of that sort. And conversations with employees, with parents, knowing those things. But in my opinion, once you are around these special need children, then the diversity of what they have, right, at all levels, right, being neurodivergent to different things, it opens your eyes to this world in a completely different way. Do I wish it upon people? Sometimes, because you see it in a different world. You see life completely different in eyes of somebody that goes through something, in just the little things that are amazing.
Yeah.
And the little triggers at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. My wife and I say it all the time. Beckett triggers on certain things.
Yeah.
Gabby triggers on certain things. Kind of triggers us now.
Okay.
Right. Because you're around it so much.
Right.
And you're witnessing and seeing it before anything happens.
Yeah.
To try to distract, to try to change routes. But I think just seeing the world differently has changed the way the conversations are had. Being able to open the ears and listen more.
Okay.
Right? Instead of like, no, you're doing it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Do it this way, this way, this way. Now it's like, hold on, slow down. What is he saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? What is he not understanding?
Yeah.
Right. And then how do we meet in the middle to ensure everybody's on the same page?
Right. So kind of what I hear is, and I'm just trying to put a bow on it a little bit, is the idea that it's giving you a perspective, an ability to kind of be introspective about how you're dealing with certain situations. And in some ways, the humility to step back and say, maybe I don't know how this right.
Correct.
Maybe I need to figure out a different or a better way to approach this with different kids.
100%.
And situations, however situations are playing out.
Yep.
So
everybody's different, right? As much as cookie cutter I want to be,
right,
I can't, right? And that's just in my everyday life of where it is. And I think that's drawn over to working with athletes, speaking with parents, and kind of evolving through that every single day.
Yeah. That's great. Appreciate that insight. Okay. So now you mentioned recruiting there as you were talking, just kind of hit on that just real briefly. As a coach, what are some of the things that you look for in an athlete when you're trying to figure out, is this somebody that I would want on my team? Or as you're training kids that are trying to get to the next level, what are some of the things that you're trying to instill in them that are going to make them quote unquote marketable, so that when a coach comes and looks at them, goes, oh, that's the dude I want right there?
The athlete is the athlete, meaning if you're athletic and you go through it and you do things the right way. Right?
Yeah.
Am I going about my business?
Yeah.
By the time I show up and get out of the car.
Yeah.
Right. To when I'm done, shaking hands, doing all that kind of stuff. Right. The effort, the little things, the items that are easy to do on that side of it. Am I doing that? But then at the same time, in my opportunity to work out, right? On the recruiting side of it, I go to a camp, I go to whatever it is I want to showcase or whatever it is.
Right.
Am I going about my business correctly?
Okay.
Every single time, full effort, right?
Got it.
I don't have to go hit 12 home runs for someone to recruit me. Chances are I can probably go 1 for 12 and a coach knows what you have.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They know by you playing catch.
Right.
They know how you carry yourself, if this is a guy or not.
Right.
It's the hard conversation with the parents and the player. And sometimes it's more the parents than anything else, right? A lot of times, if you're going and watching a kid or you're recruiting a kid, you already know what the kid has.
Right.
You're not going just because I think I'm going to go watch this game just to see if I find anybody. Typically that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Typically you're going to see how that person behaves in the dugout. Is he a good teammate? How does he handle himself before and after the game or in between innings?
Right.
But at the same time, you're watching the parents.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're recruiting a family. You're not recruiting a person.
Not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that family or those parents are difficult, guess what? They're going to be difficult with you too. Or if that dad or mom is really, I want to say, negative towards that athlete all the time. Why didn't you do this? Do better. All that, everything's yelling at him.
Right.
Because they don't see the success in what he's doing.
Right.
What's going to happen when that athlete gets to the next level? Chances are things don't change.
Yes.
Right. So it's having those, and we even see it at the DBAT facilities, right? We call them hover parents, all that kind of stuff, helicopter parents.
Yeah.
They stand on the fence, they get in the cages, they do all that kind of stuff. Right? It's trusting who's around that person, that athlete, to help them grow.
Right.
Let them do their job.
Yeah.
You be the parent.
Yeah.
Be that supporting figure and have those right conversations to show that support.
Right.
And that's how you're going to see the success of your athlete. And you're probably going to see huge jumps in what they want to do. Unfortunately, we've seen too many times that parents run athletes out of the game.
Yeah.
Right. Even some coaches, because of that, where if we can support and build and do those types of things, it is going to help the game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, track and field, softball, right? Those things will occur when that support system is there.
Yeah. So, switching gears just a little bit, then, if you could go have a conversation with some of the coaches that are working with kids today, whether it's a select organization or a dad who's coaching his kids up in youth and, in Little League or something like that, what is a piece of advice that you would try to give to that coach? And I think I've heard a lot of great advice already, but if you just had like a soundbite or a billboard to write something down, what is it that you would want those youth coaches to know?
Before we talk one thing about baseball, softball, any sport at all, how was your day? How are you doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For me, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I want to know how you're doing, how you're feeling.
Yeah.
That allows me to know, as a coach, can I push or can I not push?
Right.
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 And is it the day to do that or is it not? Was it a big test day? All right, are we going?
Okay, you're going.
Okay. All right. If you had one piece of advice that you could give to a coach on the youth side, what would you tell them?
Get to know the player as the person.
Okay.
Right. What I mean by that is my first thing that I'm going to ask is, how was your day? How is life?
Okay. Yeah.
Did you have a test today? How's school?
Right.
Anything going on? Right. I want to know them and I want them to understand. They mean more to me as a person than they do the player.
Right.
If I can create better people for the world, a better person.
Yeah.
All right. I'm doing my job. Of course.
Yeah.
Do I want athletes? Yeah, for sure. Right. We want to compete. We want to win. And those are fun moments for sure. I'm not going to take that away. But if I know that this person's having a rough day, if I know that somebody passed away, if I know that there's a situation at home that's tough.
Yeah.
I know, okay, maybe I can't push him as hard today.
Right.
Maybe
right.
I know that I need to go this route.
Yeah.
And it might be the whole team.
Right.
Right. It could be everybody.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
We're going to sit and chat. We're going to talk life.
Right.
We're going to talk the goods, the bads, the uglies that do happen.
Yeah.
And if I can help them understand that everything's still okay, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I can get that trust, then the team's going to be better off.
Right.
I'm going to be better off. The parents will be better off.
Yeah.
And I think that's a full circle moment.
Right.
A coach is just not a coach of the game.
Right. Right. Yeah.
They're a mentor, an advisor, someone that's looked up to.
Right.
And that's a very serious title.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something that holds under you. Right? Is that's that person that you are to them. And the more I can accept that,
yeah,
the better off everybody is.
Yeah. I feel like if we go back and we look at the coaches, the teachers, the people that have poured into our lives and that have made a big impact on us, they were always the ones that saw the person before they saw the student, the pitcher, the, whatever other title you may have had or a hat that you were wearing at that particular time. They were the person that cared about Kris and wanted Kris to do well and was wondering what's going on in Kris's life to help Kris move forward, more so than, hey man, you had a rough outing, and so that it was less about the performance on the field and more about the person. So that's really good. So what are some of the changes that you've seen in youth sports over the last 10 or 20 years? What would you say?
Holy cow. There's been a lot.
Yeah.
There's been a lot. Even in the business that I'm in.
Right.
25 years ago, it wasn't around.
Right.
You didn't have the premier indoor baseball and softball facilities like DBAT.
Right.
Right. You had the sandlot.
Yeah.
You had the backyard.
Yeah.
Right. You had the fields. And that's where everybody got to. Right.
Right.
Football, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't really matter. The biggest change that I've seen is everybody's wanting to get drafted at 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My athlete's going to sign $1 million contract today or get recruited today.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moments, the experiences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are going to last a lot longer.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what it's gotten it's gotten so driven to get recruited so young.
Right.
It's gotten so driven to get drafted at 8.
Yeah.
And I see this at multiple levels. Do I believe there's a place for training and getting better? 1,000%.
Yeah.
I would agree with you to, in this moment in time, if you're not working at it, or you're a little bit left behind. But do I like that it's gotten that way? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But there's a lot less yards. Yards have gotten smaller.
That's true too.
Ability to go to fields and to go to gyms have gotten less and less.
Yeah.
Because of insurance and liabilities and people as far as that goes.
Right.
That I do think there's places to go and get workouts in.
Yeah.
To learn new things.
Right.
But I think it's gotten to a point where at 8 years old, I'm the number one player in Texas. I'm the number one team in Texas. I'm the number one team in the whatever that might be.
Right.
I think that has gone a bit overboard. Instead of playing for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Playing because I really like it.
Yeah.
It's satisfying. And seeing my kids smile.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more smiles in Little League than there is in the travel world.
That's true. This is absolutely true.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that athlete just loves being out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it? So we hear this a lot. I get parents that come to me sometimes and they say, hey, we're looking for travel ball for my kids. My son wants to play travel baseball or whatever the situation there. And they're always asking me for advice, like which team is a good one to go try out for, without kind of naming teams, but just kind of in a broader sense. What are some of the things that parents should look for in a program that they want to put their kids in, whether it's basketball, baseball? What are some of the things that you would see as like this is a red alarm, this is a red flag, this is something that's really good?
I think one of the biggest things parents first and foremost need to understand is travel select, whatever you call it, isn't always the answer.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. But it's not the answer that wins everything for you.
True.
That might not be the place your athlete actually gets better.
Yeah.
Right. You hear a lot of people talk about development.
Yeah.
How does my player get better? How do I make sure he gets to the ability to make a middle school team, make his high school team, and then eventually make varsity?
Yeah.
And have that opportunity to play at the next level.
Right.
There's more to be said on training than what a team is.
Okay.
Flesh
that out a little bit for me. Yeah.
So within a team, a lot of times you practice twice a week for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Your field run is an hour and a half.
Right.
That's what all the leagues and the fields have gone to.
Yeah.
Right? You have 12 athletes.
Yeah.
10, maybe 15, depending on what level, how many kids.
Yeah.
They're going over the generalized aspect of what that team needs to develop on.
Yeah.
Right? Cuts, relays, bunt coverages, first and thirds.
Right.
Understanding situations and scenarios.
Yes.
Different coverages, all those types of things.
Right.
That's not developing your athlete.
Right.
Might be creating IQ.
Yeah.
Right. Knowledge of scenarios and situations, which is very important on the team role of what you do. And then your other hour for a week is you're in a cage.
Yeah.
Maybe get an hour, maybe get an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're in a cage and that athlete is working with 12 other kids in a cage.
Yeah.
Right. If that coach doesn't know how to maximize the space.
Right.
Right. Meaning there can be 4, 5, 6 stations done.
Yeah.
You can develop within a scenario.
Yeah.
But you're also developing what you see as a whole in the team.
Right.
Meaning maybe we're really bad at opposite field.
Yeah.
Right. So guess what? I'm going to work opposite field for this whole hour.
Yeah.
Okay. You're working on a coverage, on a coverage like an umbrella of the whole group, not on individual needs. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the world of select, a lot of people talk about development. I'm going to develop your athlete. I'm going to develop your athlete.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to develop a singular athlete.
Right.
Unless your singular athlete needs everything that's under that umbrella that day.
Got it. Yeah.
Does that clarify what you're saying there?
Yep.
So finding teams that do a ton of drills, finding teams that do break things down, multiple situations or multiple stations, going to a tryout, go to a tryout. I will tell everybody and anybody, even when I coached, go to as many tryouts as you can. Yeah. And if you feel like there's a better place, that's okay. I'm not trying to hurt my feelings.
Right. It
might be a best situation for you. Maybe the side of town, maybe carpooling, maybe just coaches. There's a better situation there. But finding people that actually care about your athlete and it's just not a dollar. Yeah. You're just not another number.
Right.
But guess what? You're Jim Miller.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to work with Jim Miller and we're going to develop, and this is how we develop, and here's our plan to get there. Yeah. And if a coach can't tell you why we're doing something, it's hard for me to sit and say that's a good spot for my athletes.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Okay. That's some good insight. Here, CoachDad, we have a couple phrases that we say ad nauseum that we throw them out there at the end of every episode we do. And we talk about the fact that the mission is bigger than the game and that it starts at home. And so I would love your take on one of those or both of them if you want to kind of rally around it. But give me kind of your thoughts about one of those phrases.
But what was the last one that starts at home? It starts at home?
It starts at home. And honestly, you've talked about both of these quite a bit.
Yeah.
Here.
So I'm going to start with it starts at home.
Okay.
Right. I think that's a huge situation. And for me, the mission's bigger than the game. Yeah. Was the other one correct?
That's right.
If we don't start at home, I don't think we can ever get to the mission.
Yeah.
Right. There's no game if there's no home.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, when it starts at home is I want parents, players, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody that's around to know that if we support athletes and what they do and give them opportunities in a positive manner, I think there's something to be said about being honest, but we don't know what an 8, 9, 10, 12-year-old, 11-year-old looks like in 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So giving them the positivity and support system at home, letting them see as many different things as possible.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's where it starts at home, is if that athlete knows I can go and everything's not going to be, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do this? Right. It's going to give them that. If that's always said all the time at home.
Yeah.
Why do I want to go try something else? And then that adds on to, why didn't you?
Yeah.
Or you're not good enough, or this and that.
Right.
The mission's bigger than the game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would love to go play somewhere big. And make lots of money.
Right.
But not everybody gets that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? There's going to be some amazing doctors, lawyers, salespeople, business owners, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That play these sports.
Right.
And so if we can create and have that and give them the guidelines of just being the good person, the work ethic, the mental fortitude, to succeed in life, the next generation and the next group of people are just going to be better and better and better.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, the mission's been really good.
All right. Right.
You can look back at your life and say, I did it. There's no self-doubt.
Yeah.
Right. Internally.
Yeah.
That what if I did this? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's okay to be a good person.
Right. I'll take that too.
It's okay to be a good person, because good people do a lot of great things.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one thing to teach a kid how to throw a 2-strike slider, but it's something totally different to teach them how to practice throwing a 2-strike slider and what it means to bear down and the attitude that goes into being able to perform and the different character traits. We talk about developing the short term versus the long term, right? Short term is what you're going to do with 2 outs in the 7th inning. That's the short term. Long term is what are you going to do when you're 40 years old and you don't feel like getting up and going to work and you and your wife are arguing and you need to take a better approach than the one you want to take. Yeah. And those are all the long-term things that we're trying to develop in these kids. As coaches, it's a big calling. So
I would agree. And I'll add just briefly, a smile goes a long ways.
Yeah.
Right. And I reference that as I've had the opportunity to work with some amazing athletes.
Yeah.
Some athletes that are playing at the highest level possible.
Right.
Working with those kids and see them being successful is amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But the biggest joy in the world of baseball and softball is seeing the 7-year-old that comes in that maybe has struggled a little bit to hit at league so far.
Right.
That has worked on trying to catch a ball. Hasn't been successful.
Yeah.
And that energy that they bring.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the first time they hit it. And the first time they catch it.
Right.
And the wow moment.
Yeah.
And the smile on that face.
Yeah.
I don't think it could ever be beaten in regards to those moments.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Kris, so much good in this, man. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Jim,
it's been a lot of
pleasure.
Fun. Yeah.
I really appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right. First ever guest. Yeah, let's go. We got to have a shirt for you or something.
You forgot to say, make sure you like,
comment, subscribe.
No, he already turned it off.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. The biggest thing, guys, go in, watch the videos. If you really sit down and take a moment, I will tell you that there's something that every single person can take away from this podcast, whether you've been there as a high-level coach, you're a first-timer, or maybe there's some struggles within it. Go watch it, share it, like it, set the alerts. Amazing things are coming from CoachDad.
I appreciate it. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you, buddy.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Thanks for listening to CoachDad. If this episode was helpful, do us a huge favor and send it to a dad, a coach, or a sports parent who's trying to be their very best. And remember, the mission is bigger than the game, and it starts at home.